Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So it's been so long since I made the last video. So today I have picked few stocks for you. So let's get started. What are those stocks and why I have picked those stocks? Let's look into them. So my first pick for the next week or for the next coming days, it would be Balaji Mines. So here I have included Deepak Nitrate and Balaji Mines. So both the stocks I have included, and you could just go for any one of these by having a deep research from your side as well. Because I'm having Deepak Nitrate and Balaji Mines both stocks in my portfolio, so I have added both. But I suggest like you can go for one. So personally, Deepak Nitrate is my favorite stock, so it is a very long-term holding for me. And Balaji Mines I have added because it's available at a very good levels as well. So let's see like Balaji Mines first. So once we get into the technicals of the Balaji Mines, so if you could see this 2800 or 2900, it's being a very strong zone for this particular stock, and you could see a very massive correction from a high of 5200 around, so which is around 2200 rupees correction. And it's a kind of quality stocks where we can just add to the portfolio even for the long term. So and I just want to show you the financials, like how the Balaji Mines looks. So I'll be using screener.in for going and looking for any kind of financials. I use this site. It's pretty good. I mean, like, it will get enough data. So if I just go stress on some important things which we would be looking on any stock picking. So first of all, you could see return on capital employed is around 35.5, and return on equity is 30.6, so which is very good return. In like that's actually a very good return. So if you could see promoter holding, it is 53.7%. So promoters are also holding a reasonably good amount of portion, and they have actually increased 0.2% during the current year. And if you could see change in FII holdings, they also increased their portion by 1.65%, and DI is also they increased by 0.18%. So which is a very good indication that it's a very good stock to pick right now. So I just want to show that like where these things will be find out. Like if you could see shareholders portion here, in the month of June 2021, the promoter shareholding is 53.68, but if you could see September 2021, 53.7. Likewise, FIS they increased from 2.35 to 4, and DIS they have increased from 0.3 to 0.48. So it's a good sign that big players are entering the stock at this particular quarter. That means like somewhere like the stock is available at good price. Going into the P&L, like if you could see the operating profit in the month of March 2010, so it is 46 crores. But if you could see in March 2021, it is 373 crores. Almost it increased by almost 8 times. I'm not accurate on that number, but 8 times, it's increased by 8 times. So which is a very good sign that it is growing consistently. Like if you could see the profits has been increasing consistently on year basis, like March 2017 149, 2018 182. So likewise there was a consistency in the performance as well. And if you could see OPM percentage, it was 29, which is a very good. Operating profit margin percentage, it was 29%, which is really a very good indication. And borrowings, it's not having so many borrowings. It's a kind of debt free. Like if you could see the market cap of this company, it's around 10,000 crores almost. So the borrowings is 164 crores right now, and it is having a very good reserve capacity, 1000 crores. So considering 1000 crores in the reserve capacity and borrowings, it looks pretty good. So by that note, my first pick for the next coming days would be Balaji Mines. So you can accumulate the stock of 2000 from the range of 2950 to 3100, with a stop of 2800. You can keep 2800 as a stop for the long term, but personally I won't keep any kind of stop losses for this, because I'll keep on accumulating the stock, as it is a quality stock and is available at very good valuations. So next, let's jump on to the next stock. It's Swaraj Engines. Think like I have suggested this stock in the previously in one of our videos also. Then it performed really well. Like I suggested around this price only, around 1600, and it went till 17 change, 1800 also. So once again, why I'm picking Swaraj Engines? It's available at a very good price. So accumulate the stock around 1600 to 1650 with a stop of 1520. So my targets are it's 1800, and if you can hold it for the long term, it would be definitely a very good rewarding stock. So you can hold it for long term as well. So let's check the fundamentals of the Swaraj Engines as well. So if you could see, it's a kind of small cap, because if you could see, it's only 2000 crore market cap. So you just I don't mind, because if it is a quality, I don't mind whatever the market cap it is. If you could see the market cap, 10 years back it's 540. So definitely I don't mind by seeing the market cap if it is a 2000 crore and if it is having a good quality. Definitely I won't go for the stocks which are having a market cap of less than 100 crores, but definitely if it is having some good growth, and if market cap is more than 200 or 300 crores, then definitely we can take into the consideration. So one negative sign, there was a negative indication from the FIIs and DIIs, but the promoter holding is decent enough. And if you could go to the P&L, so it looks decent. So there was a trend in the growth of profits, and if I just go to the balance sheet, it is a debt-free company. So one of the biggest thing which we have to consider. And resource decent enough. And coming to promoters, they are holding decent amount of share, 52.15%. And yes, we discussed FIs, they have decreased, and DAs, they have decreased. And never mind, like that's not a big concern for me, because the portion which they have decreased is negligible, 0.39 and 1.61%. So but if you could see intrinsic value also 1731. So this intrinsic value, it that calculated by certain parameters, and if you could see return on capital employed, so it's 48%, which is very very good, and 35.7% on return on equity, so which is very very high returns actually to save. So that's the reason why I picked Swaraj Engines at this valuation. And going back to our next, it is Thyrocare. So Thyrocare actually made a high of around 1470 or 1480 previously, and now it's trading around 1100. And I could see like RSI is also at 40, which is a very good sign. And just going into the fundamentals of this stock, Thyrocare. See, return on capital employed once again 35.7%, and return on equity 27.1%. So if you could see FIs, they have decreased their share by 1.09%. However, DIs, they have increased their share by 0.21%. So one of the biggest advantage, promoters, they have increased their share by 5.08%, which is a really really good sign. And few other positive aspects which we have to look into. And one negative aspect which I have observed, it is trading at below 200 DMA. So this is the 200 DMA, that black line, if you could see that black line, that is a 200 DMA. So it is trading below 200 DMA, but for investment purpose I don't mind about DMAs. And if you could see, PE ratio is also reasonably good, whereas industry is having 35.44 PE ratio, but Thyrocare, it's trading at 28.68 PE ratio. And operating profits are decent enough, they are growing. And if you could see operating profit margin percentage, it was very 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 good, 51%, and which is very good sign that irrespective, I mean, like if they increase their sales, the operating profit will increase if they is having operating profit percentage higher. So that is a very good note for this Thyrocare. And going to the share capital balance sheet, so borrowings are negligible, 8 crores, and reserves very good. And here, as we saw, promoters has increased their shareholding, FI has increased, and DI has increased. That's great. And so the next stock which we will be picking up would be, oh, what happened to this? Give me one sec. Yeah, next stock would be GR Infra. So this is one stock which I'll start accumulating more, because there are reasons. So if you could see, the stock has been corrected from almost 2,300 levels, and I will show you the fundamentals. So definitely one such good stock which I am personally connected with by looking into the fundamentals, because yeah, if you could see, the market cap is decent, 17,000 around, and debt to equity ratio 1.1. Okay, decent enough, it's not that bad. If you are having 1.1, one is ideally good, but then 1.1, it's okay, that's fine. So look at promoter holding here, 86.5%, 86.5%, which is very good sign. And if you could see, FIS hold and DIS hold, they have increased their shareholding in this GR Infra in this current quarter by 2.87% FIS and 7.09% DIS. Very, very, very good sign. That is very good indication. So big players are trying to enter into this stock right now, and intrinsic value 2,310, and now it is trading at 1,700. So which is actually available at discount right now. One of the concern, once again, it is trading at 200, below 200 DMA, but never mind. Like, I am looking for investment, so I'm fine. Like, I don't mind like if it is trading below 200 DMI. But PE ratio, if you could see, it's 17 PE ratio, whereas industry 31 PE ratio, which is like, if you could see the competitors also, they are all trading at more than industry PE ratio, but GR Infrastructure, it is trading at 17.77, whereas the industry P is 31.42, which is a very good sign. And I just go to the P&L. So profits are very much decent enough, it's growing trend. And if I just go to the balance sheet, so the results are strong, but borrowings, yeah, this is the one concern. But yeah, fine, considering the other factors, the borrowings 1.1, actually we discussed, it's good. I hope, as the profits are in an increasing trend, and they're having a good reserve base, like 4,000 crore reserve they are having, and borrowings 4,800. So I don't mind, because it's actually a very good sign as well. So though I just mentioned that though borrowings are little on higher side, but that's okay. So if you could just see the shareholding pattern here, the promoters are holding 86.54%, and FIIs, they just entered in this quarter 2.87%, and DIS, they just entered 7.09%. So this is one of the biggest thing which I am looking. I hope GR Infra, definitely it will touch 2,300 in next 6 months to 1 year. So which is very good, decent return once again for us. Next one being Tata Consumer. So if I just go to the Tata Consumer, yeah, so Tata Consumer, it's a very good stock once again, fundamentally the strongest stock. So it has been corrected from 880. So here, if you could see, the upside potential is, I mean, like not more than 20%, but considering the safety, so one of the good stock where you can just enter for a guaranteed kind of return. We'll just look into the financials of Tata Consumer products as well. Okay, so the return on capital employed and return on equity, not so great, but I mean, like looking into the technicals, it looks good. and market cap actually very good, 71,000 crore, which is a very large, large cap company. And so the FIS hold has been increased by 0.91%, DIS decreased their share. But yeah, it's a, valuation wise, it's little trading on the higher side. It's little trading on the higher side, but considering the brand of the company, Tata Consumers, and the buzz which is there for this stock, I think this is reasonably a good price where we can just enter. The operating profits are reasonably good. It's growing steadily, and generally in public also, like if you could just go, you could see Tata products anywhere in any kind of big malls like DMart or any kind of big malls for that matter. So yeah, this is one such stock, and my preference for this stock would be after the stocks which I have discussed. I can say I'll give the last preference for the Tata Consumers, considering the other stocks here. So let's go for Kanchikarpuram. So this one stock, actually I have discussed about this stock earlier as well. And once again, yeah, it's a very good stock to accumulate. 732, if 732 is the price, if it comes, definitely it is a very good price. But you can just start accumulating from this price 800 to 750 or 730, and my targets would be around 940, so which is a very good return, almost 15%. And the time for this particular target, definitely if bull market starts, this is the one stock which will be recovered quickly. Like if you want to see the highest of this stock, it made an high of 1300. So let's go to the fundamentals once again. Anchikarpuram. So if you could see market cap 350 crores, which is small cap. So you have to be really careful when it comes to the small caps, because there could be huge fluctuations. But why I have considered this stock, the promoter holding is 47%, and they have increased their shareholding by 0.12% during the current period. And if you could see intrinsic value 2000 rupees, and we are buying it at 800 rupees, so which is available at discount right now, I could say that. And debt free company, and current ratio is 7 is really awesome. Current ratio, which is 7 means like very 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 strong company in terms of assets. Working capital, it's maintaining very good working capital. Current ratio 7, actually I just had a look on that, but 7 is really good. But one concern, once again, trading below 200 DMA. If you could see in screener, there were no constraint at all. If you could see positives, company is almost debt free, expecting to give good quarter, delivering good profit growth. So I just want to show you one thing. See the return on capital employed, 66.3%, return on equity 50%. Even very very big stocks hasn't given this kind of, I have shown Balaji Mines, Swaraj Engines, so they haven't given that kind of huge returns. And if you could go to the P&L, so it's performing decent enough. So it's growing slowly, it's growing steadily, so that's one good sign. And if you could go to the balance sheet, it's having good amount of reserves, whereas there was no borrowings at all. So it's a debt free company, once again to mention here. And the shareholding patterns, FIS they are having little share, and DAS they are having negligible share. But promoters, yes, they are increasing their share. See the trend, like if you could see from December 2018, so promoters are increasing their share continuously. So that is one of the biggest positive for this stock. And considering that, my pick for the next coming days will be Kanchikarpuram as well. And next one is Anjani Portland Cements. So why I have picked this stock, it has corrected from almost 530 levels. Now it is trading at 300 rupees. Going into the fundamentals once again, Anjani Portland Cements. So market cap 778. Once again, you need to be a little cautious when it comes to the market cap. But the reason why I have picked this stock, change in FIA holding they increased their holding by 0.67%, promoter holding 75%, intrinsic value 502, and the other factors, debt to equity. So debt is little higher side actually. It's a kind of negative indication, and it's trading at 200 EMI, below 200 EMI. So going into the financials, profit and loss accounts, it's growing steadily, and you could see decent amount of profits as well. And coming to the borrowings, yes, it's increased. The borrowings has increased in the current year, and I could see in the investments has been increased. So I could see that could be one reason, like borrowings has increased drastically from 3 to 479, and investments on the asset side increased from 0 to 685. So that could be balancing factor. So I don't mind because of the debt ratio, because the debt equity ratio has increased. The only reason being the borrowings has increased by 479%. And if you could see, DIs are having their share by negligible percent 0.13, and FIs have increased this quarter particularly, and promoters, they are holding decent amount, 75%. So that is the reason why I have picked any Portland. And coming to the last one but not the least one, Deepak Nitrite, one of the powerful stock. So I just want to show you like from which price it came till 3,000 rupees. If you could see my cursor here, pre-COVID level, COVID has been attacked on around 20 March. It was trading at 842 and made a low of 700 during the COVID time. And now if you could see, it made a high of 3,000 rupees. Almost it has went upside by 4 times. And on weekly chart, it looks very good. And my suggestion here, like accumulate the stock from current levels to 2,100 and keep around just a second, keep this as your stop loss, 1860. So around 1850 you can just keep your stop loss for the long term. For the short term, don't take that kind of heavy stop losses. For the short term, you can just keep this as your stop loss. So yeah, 2,100 you can just keep your stop loss for the short term. And to be on little safer side, I would suggest you to be on 2040 as your stop loss. I mean, like ignore 2120, but keep it 2050 for the short term as well. Yeah, with that note, and so I just want to show you the fundamentals of Deepak Nitrite. One of the solid company in terms of numbers. If you could see, market cap 31 crore, which is a large cap, and so the only negative indication, FIs, they have decreased, offloaded their share by 0.58%. So debt to equity ratio is 0.14%. It's almost a debt free company. So the return on capital employed on return on equity, fabulous, 39.9, around 40%, which is really good return. And current ratio 3, positive from our end. Interest coverage ratio 29.5. So this is, everything is positive about this. Like I just want to show you the profit P&L. You'll be stunned. So in March 2015, the operating profit for this company is 140 crores. And now if you could see March 2021, the profit has increased almost by 9 times. So these kind of solid financial statements will be there only for, not few companies, only for a very less number of companies, I can say. So few would be more than few companies and very less number of companies. So keeping that, so one of my stock pick would be Deepak Nitrite, and so promoters, they are holding decent return of shares, and FIS, they have offloaded, and DIs, they have increased negligibly. But if you could see at the solid numbers of Deepak nitrate, you can just start accumulating this stock, and definitely it's a very good bet for long term. So with that note, these are our picks for the next coming days, and I hope this will be helpful for you. And with that note, thank you so much for watching. I think it's a little lengthy, but yeah, I hope I want to cover everything. Thank you so much for for watching, and please do subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Jai Hind.